What is up, everybody? It's a Coat of Fluff, back with some more Dead by Daylight. Now today, I know a lot of you don't know about this game, or don't know what this game is, so I'm going to teach you a little bit about it. Hold on, let me switch to like a better killer noise, because I'm not sitting here listening to the spirit the entire time. This doesn't stop either. Ah, man. Okay, we can deal with the pig's obnoxious breathing. Okay. Let me just get rid of these real quick. Alright. I'm going to explain to you today all the perks. These are all the perks that are playable. I'm going to explain to you what they do and how would you use them. This is going to start and branch off into me doing a walkthrough of the killers and then the killers perks. Each killer brings in 3 perks that are their own, and you have to either level them up or unlock them to train the perks to other people. All the perks are interchangeable. But for today's video, I'm just going to tell you what each perk does. Alright, so let's just get started. A nurse's calling. These are all in their final tier. Each perk has 3 tiers, 1, 2, and 3. These are all these are all the 3rd tier. So this is the best that they can get. A nurse's calling. You can see whenever a survivor is healing within a 28 meter range. That's basically the premise of it. You can see where they're healing. You see their aura whenever they are healing within 28 meters. Agitation. You can carry a body 18% faster, and your tear radius is increased by 12 meters. So whenever you're carrying someone, it helps you walk 12% faster, which is quite a bit actually. And your tear radius is like whenever you're playing Survivor, they get a heartbeat, or if you're the Huntress, they can hear you humming. Like, it's just a signal to show that you are near them. Barbecue and chili. Whenever you hook a survivor after 4 seconds, or for 4 seconds, people who are further than 40 meters away from the hook are revealed to you for 4 seconds. And then you gain blood points from that as well. Bitter murmur. Survivors within the 16 meters of the completed generator will be revealed for 5 seconds. Whenever the last generator is complete, everyone's aura is revealed to you for 10 seconds. So whenever they complete a generator, you get to see where they're running off to. Blood warden. As soon as the exit gate is open, it takes 60 seconds for them to be able to run out. It's a Freddy perk. Bloodhound. You see blood at a greater distance. And like it appears more often, like it's bright. Brutal strength. You can destroy pallets and generators 20% faster. Just speed increased. I don't know how to pronounce this word. I'm not even going to try and have you make fun of me. But if people are in your tear radius, it's 15% penalty to healing. Distressing, your tear radius is increased, and then you gain more blood points. Dying light, if you kill your obsession's altruistic actions are increased by 50%, but if they die, everyone else takes a 25% negative to repair, healing, and sabotaging. Franklin's demise. You hit a person. Alright, so say a survivor has like a med kit and you whack them, they drop it, and it also has a 10% chance of, or it loses 10% of the base amount of charges. Hex Devour Hope. So hexes are those totems that you see, and you can destroy them. So hexes are like vulnerable. If you have 2 tokens, when a survivor is rescued from a hook at least 24 meters away, Devour Hope receives a token. With 2 tokens, you gain haste 5%, so which means you can run faster. 3 tokens, the survivors suffer from the exposed status effect, and 5 tokens grants the ability to kill survivors. So you can kill them, down them easier, and you're faster, basically. Hex Haunted Grounds. They put up 2 fake totems in a match, spawning in, and then if you destroy one, you have the exposed status effect, which exposed is an insta down. As soon as you get hit, you're down. Normally it takes 2, and if you're the Legion, it takes more. And yeah, it's a decent perk if you have other hexes, because they don't know what they're getting themselves into. Huntress Lullaby. It adds a 6% regression penalty for missing the skill check with each token up, and the tokens this time are how many dull totems there are. Hex, no one escapes death. No ed. Whenever all the generators are complete, you can insta down up until they find the totem and destroy it. It's a really good perk. Hex Ruin, the best perk in the game, but also one of the most vulnerable. Good skill checks result in a 5% regression on the generator. Great skill checks grant 0% progression to the generator. So basically you have to hit perfect skill checks to go as fast as possible. You can work and complete a generator with Hex Ruin up. It is just extremely difficult and time consuming. Hex Third Seal. Whenever you hit a survivor, they have the blind status effect. And that is pretty much it. Like, blindness is not being able to see the auras of other things. And if you run perks with that use auras, it's really tricky to overcome that. You want to go hex hunting as fast as possible. Insidious, if you don't move for 2 seconds, your tear radius completely disappears. It's just like you just stand still and then they can't hear you anymore. Iron Maiden, you open lockers 50% faster. Anyone who exits a locker has the exposed status effect for 15 seconds, and their location is revealed to you for 4 seconds. Lightborn, you adapted to light, and resistance to blindness is increased by 60, and you recover from blindness 50% faster. Mad Grit, while carrying a survivor, you suffer no cooldown for missed attacks, and successfully hitting other survivors will pause the carried survivor's wiggle time for 4 seconds. So normally people try to body block, and this is their way of preventing that. If you run Mad Grit and they try to body block, it does not help the survivor on the shoulder, which I like. I haven't used it a lot in play. Yeah. Make your choice. If you are 32 meters away and someone unhooks them, they have the exposed status effect. Monitor and Abuse. This is one of my favorite perks. It decreases your tear radius. Yeah, it decreases your tear radius by 8 meters. And your field of vision is considerably increased, but whenever you are in chase, it increases your tear radius by 8 meters. So I just like sneaking up on people. Monstrous Shrine, these only activate to the basement hooks. Entity progression is 9% faster, which is the little tentacle things that come out to kill the survivors when they're on the hook. It adds 15% difficulty on escape attempts, and then there is a 9% increased penalty on fails of trying to escape. Overcharge, whenever you kick a generator, it makes a extremely difficult skill check as soon as they touch it. So basically it just, like, if they don't get it, it alerts you where they're at right away. I like it. Play with your food. It increases your speed each offensive, or every time you let a survivor your obsession escape, you get 5% increased movement, and then each offensive action takes away a token. You can have up to 3 tokens. Pop goes the weasel. Whenever you hook someone, you can kick a generator and 25% of its total progression is gone. Rancor, you have an obsession, and every time a generator is complete, the obsession sees you for 3 seconds, and you see all the survivors for 3 seconds. When the generator is complete, the obsession has the exposed status effect, and you can kill them, which means like by a Mori. Remember me, each time you hit your obsession, it adds 5 seconds to the opening time of the doors. Save the best for last. Each token you get a stackable 5% decreased success attack cooldown. You can earn up to 8 tokens. If you attack your obsession, you lose 2 tokens. It's a pretty decent perk. You can do things a lot faster. Shadowborn, your field of night, or your field of view, is tremendously wider than normal, so you can see like wider. Spies from the shadows. Now, whispers used to be better than spies from the shadows, but spies from the shadows got a buff, and so now I'm like using spies from the shadows more than I will whispers. You have 100% chance if someone runs past a crow and you're in a 48-meter range, the crow will sound and give you a notification. So basically they can't run anymore, and that's good. Surveillance. I don't think I've used this perk. Yeah, they redid surveillance, so I'm unfamiliar with this one. So I'm going to read the full thing. Unlocks potential in one aura reading ability. Any regressing generator will be highlighted by a white aura. If regression is interrupted on a generator, it will be highlighted yellow for 16 seconds. Noises created by generator repairs are audible at an additional 8 meters. So you can hear a generator from further away, and if you kick one and it is going down, you can see if it stops going down and starts going back up for 16 seconds. That's pretty good. Whenever you are 32 meters away from the basement, you get to see whenever a survivor enters the basement for 3 seconds. Oh man, Thanato. Not saying this one either. 1 injured or hooked dying survivor, 6% reduced action speed. 2, 9. 3, 12, 4, 15. So basically, if you hit everyone once and you're running like Sloppy Butcher, it makes everything super slow. Tinker, whenever a generator is at 85%, you get a noise notification and your tear radius is gone for 12 seconds. Unrelenting, the cooldown of miss attacks is reduced by 30%. Whispers, you hear the entity's voice within a 32-meter range of a survivor. The entity's voice is that's basically what it does. But you hear that whenever you're in a range of the survivor. I used to run all the time, but now Spies from the Shadows has taken over its place. Bamboozled. Vault speed 15% faster, and the window is blocked for 16 seconds. Beast of Prey. The red stain disappears after gaining Bloodlust Tier 1. Stays hidden until you lose Bloodlust. So Bloodlust is whenever you're chasing a survivor and they're like out juking you, stuff like that. The game favors the killers and tries to give them a little buff to catch them. Deerstalker, you can see the auras of downed survivors in a 36-meter range. Discordance, anytime survivors are working on the same 2 generator, it's highlighted in yellow for 12 seconds. Enduring, you recover from stun 75% faster. Fire up, each time survivors. Alright, the increased pressure of losing your prey fills you with anger and gives you unsuspected unsuspected motivation. Each time the survivors complete repairs on generator, fire up grows in power and grants speed bonus to pick up, drop, pallet break, generator break, and vaults. So you can get up to a 14% increase. Hangman's trick, if someone messes with the hooks and breaks them, it repairs 10 seconds later. Thrill the hunt. I messed up. No, I didn't. Cleansing speed is reduced by 6% for each token. Gain notification when someone starts working on a hex totem. For each dole and hex totem remaining on the map, you gain a token. Oh. Iron grasp. Wiggling out is 75% faster, and the time to struggle out of my grasp is increased by 12%. So basically, you hold on to them longer. Knockout. Dying survivors' auras are not revealed to other survivors whenever they're not standing in a 16-meter range. Overwhelming presence. Item consumption rate. Consumption rates are increased by 100%. Predator, you can see scratch marks and they spawn considerably closer. Like, you see where they're actually at, and the scratch marks try to trick you sometimes and like lead you down a wrong path sometimes here and there. But Sloppy Butcher, it makes healing harder after you hit them. Spirit Fury, each time you break a pallet, 2 of them, you are not stunned by the pallet that hits you. Strider, you can hear survivors in pain 50% louder, and their regular breathing is 25% louder. And Unnerving Presence, your tear radius has a 10% greater chance of triggering skill checks when repairing, healing, or sabotaging triggers. Skill check success zones are reduced by 60%. So it increases the likelihood that the survivors near you are going to have to do a skill check, and it makes the skill checks harder. Those are all the perks for killers so far. Every time a new killer is brought in, 3 new perks are brought in. Each killer has 3 perks of their own. And after this video, I will be going through the list of all the killers and explaining about each killer and what their 3 perks do and how they want, what their perks mean how they want to control the game. I hope you all enjoy this video, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next one.